It looked like Bria Hartley just got instant karma, bro. She out for the season. I'm here to tell you the most dirtiest player in the WNBA contract has been written, bro. And I'm here to tell you she's out for the season. Yes, you heard me correctly. Yeah, man, Bria Hartley. So Connecticut PR has released a statement. Bria Hartley is to miss the remainder of the season.
Did Bria Hartley just deliver the most controversial hit of the WNBA season, only to face instant karma herself? Fans are upset after Sophie Cunningham suffered a torn MCL in a collision that looked far from clean. To make it worse, footage shows Hartley smiling right after Sophie went down, fueling suspicion it wasn't accidental. But in a surprising twist, the same player accused of the reckless play is now out for the season too. The timing feels almost too ironic. Was it just coincidence, or the basketball gods handing out instant payback? If you support Sophie, send her wishes for a quick recovery.
This picture is going viral with Bria Hartley with the sinister grin, right? This malevolent look that's on her face right now. Clearly smiling after injuring Sophie Cunningham.
The play looked rough from the very beginning. Sophie Cunningham absorbed the full impact, crashed to the floor, and instantly grabbed at her knee. She didn't even attempt to stand. Trainers rushed in, teammates closed around her, and the entire arena grew silent. There was no quick recovery this time. Sophie had to be helped straight to the locker room. Her reaction said it all. This wasn't just a typical fall. The pain was clear, and everyone watching felt the seriousness of the moment.
Is the play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it. And she went down hard and was clearly in a lot of pain.
But what really kept the conversation going wasn't just the injury. It was the moment that followed. As Sophie remained on the floor in pain, cameras caught Bria Hartley with a visible smirk. Call it a grin, a laugh, or something else. But to fans it looked like one thing. A player seeming to enjoy the scene right after an opponent went down holding her knee. That single frame spread across social media within minutes. Suddenly, the focus shifted from the hit itself to a bigger question. Was there intent behind it?
Oh, and Cunningham is down. My goodness. Should be. You know, scary moment as we went to commercial. Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard, and she is being helped off the floor, heading back to the locker room.
The accusation was straightforward. That's not how someone reacts if it was truly an accident. Fans argued the smile said more than any statement ever could. And once that photo spread, intent almost didn't matter. The perception stuck, even when Sophie herself tried to downplay it, saying she was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. The outrage barely cooled. Supporters weren't convinced, because the image told a different story. People can accept the physical nature of basketball. What they struggle to accept is a player looking as if they are pleased about another's injury.
Sophie Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. But Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty, dirty player.
And this wasn't the first time Hartley had faced that kind of criticism. That's why the backlash hit so hard. The smirk stung more because fans in the league had already noticed her flare-ups and physical confrontations in the past. So instead of being brushed off as a one-time bad look, the photo became Exhibit A in a bigger case against her. Commentators quickly labeled it the dirtiest play of the season. Headlines captured the outrage, and fans filled comment sections demanding accountability. Referees came under fire too, accused of swallowing the whistle when safety should have been the priority. The anger wasn't only directed at Hartley. It was also aimed at a league that seems quicker to fine players for criticizing officials than to punish reckless contact on the court.
Making all kind of excuses to say that Bria Hartley is not a dirty player. Let me tell y'all something, man. Come on in here. Come on in here, man. Let me tell y'all something. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, eats like a duck, it's a duck, man. Come on, man. She is the dirtiest player in the WNBA right now, winning the trophy. All right, winning the trophy for it. Don't sit here and try to tell me Bria Hartley is not a dirty player.
By the week's end, the discussion had moved beyond a single game. It was about credibility. It was about whether the WNBA would finally step in and set a standard, or once again look the other way. Either way, Hartley's smirk had already cemented her reputation in the minds of fans, because that snapshot reinforced a story many already believed. And the troubling part, this wasn't unfamiliar territory for her. Was Sophie Cunningham just the latest name added to a growing list of players left frustrated by Bria Hartley's reckless style? That's the question fans were asking the moment the clip went viral. Because while some may want to dismiss it as one bad play, Hartley's track record tells a different story. One filled with moments that don't look like bad luck, but a pattern.
Atkins, 7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound, and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy, and a shove on Nelson Adota. And listen, this arena, typically we'll see some ringside fight.
Earlier in the year, Hartley was already making headlines for a dust-up with Angel Reese. It wasn't just normal post-play physicality. Fans accused Hartley of grabbing Reese's hair during a rebound battle. A swipe is one thing, but a fistful of braids is another, and Reese's reaction made it clear how blatant it looked. That clip spread quickly, and before the uproar even cooled down, another incident surfaced. This time, Rebecca Allen was on the receiving end of a shove that had fans pointing fingers once again. None of those moments drew major punishment on their own, but when you stack them together, it's easy to see why people started believing Sophie Cunningham wouldn't be the last name on the list.
So Mike put this up about an hour ago. He said to all of those defending Bria Hartley, look at what she liked on Instagram. Emo, she's the dirtiest player in the league and should be kicked out. Most recently, Sophie Cunningham has been hurt with the knee tear and is out for the season. Look at this. Look at this. Now, Bria is the definition of consistency. Now, this is her liking this. This is her liking this post. Y'all see that? Breezy, 1414, and others. Bria is the definition. She's liking this post. Look at this. Death taxes and Bria Hartley always being at the scene of the crime. Now, that's her choke slamming Angel Reese.
And this is where things finally boiled over. Fans no longer viewed these as isolated accidents. They saw a pattern. And patterns change everything. By the time Sophie was on the floor holding her knee, Hartley's trail of incidents had already piled up across the season. That made it hard for anyone to believe the smite was just an unfortunate snapshot at the wrong moment. People remembered the hair pull on Reese, the shove against Allen, and now a collision that sidelined one of Indiana's toughest players.
Indiana Fever fans wake up pissed off today. Pissed off. Not only are we getting assaulted, but they're smiling about it. This is the 6th time they've smiled, laughed, and cheered on our Indiana Fever players getting assaulted, getting injured. And it pisses me off.
The frustration only grew because officials seemed blind to what was happening. Fans ripped into referees for letting rough contact slide in one game, then whistling soft fouls in the next. There was no clear standard. That inconsistency fueled the belief that refs were complicit, letting Connecticut's physical style go unchecked while players like Sophie absorbed the punishment. Adding to the frustration, Sophie had been fined earlier this season for criticizing officials, while Hartley faced no real consequences despite repeated incidents. To many fans, that double standard was impossible to ignore. Even Sophie's family had reached their limit. Her sister Lindsay and mother Paula publicly questioned why the league wasn't protecting players from situations like this. It wasn't just fans venting anymore. Her family put the WNBA on blast, echoing the anger Fever supporters had already been feeling. And the message was clear. If the league refuses to act, players will continue to pay the price.
Maybe you should focus, her sister. Maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are capable to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you. The only good thing positive surrounding Sophie Cunningham coming out of this game, she looked in good spirits in the locker room.
That's why calls for a suspension erupted almost instantly online. Fans pointed to past cases where reckless plays brought discipline and demanded Hartley face the same consequences. In their eyes, Hartley was already labeled a dirty player. The league looked compromised, and Sophie was the one left paying the price. But before the WNBA could even issue a ruling, the story took an unexpected twist.
Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt. and Sophie Cunningham's family not too happy. I believe this is Mama C. Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's playing mean and plays out of control. Looked out of control to me.
It stated Connecticut Sun guard Bria Hartley will miss the remainder of the season due to a meniscus tear in her right knee. Injury sustained during team practice. You got hurt at practice? Hartley is expected to make a full recovery. So you mean to tell me her own team hurt her? Oh my God. Her own team hurt her? Oh man. Oh dog, this is funny as hell. I should laugh, but damn dog, how your own team hurt you, bro. Hartley is expected to make a full recovery. Additional updates will be provided.
Like, I was like, Bria and I are super cool, and like, she would never try to hurt me, because there are some girls that I think might, but she wouldn't do that. And so I have nothing but.
Well, Sophie, I got news for you. The universe thought otherwise. The universe thought otherwise. They got her ass up out of here, bro. Damn. Which they wasn't going to the playoffs anyways, but man, karma's a ish. I just got to keep it real, bro. I mean, this is everywhere. So it said, wondering if she's grinning now. Oh, instant karma on their ass. Prayers do come true. Some of the same people complaining about injury. Somebody said, man, the storyline of this league is incredible. Man, I did an incredible video talking about the injuries, dog. Somebody said, oh, that's terrible news. That's a voodoo doll. No more head hunting for her. They said this was her karma. She went into every game this year and either tried to bully someone because she knew her team had her back, or she did a dirty play on someone. She knew her team had her back. She never stood up for herself and then injured someone for the whole season. And guess what? Her team ended up injuring her. Her team ended up injuring her, bro.